What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the first video for the channel. My name is Stevius, and here we talk about all things Battlefield. And today we are going to be talking about the Battlefield 2042 gameplay reveal trailer. That is what's on the agenda here today. Now, seeing that the homie Thunder has most definitely taken an interest in Battlefield as of late, I definitely have submitted this video to TSG. So if it does get uploaded, thank you, Thunder. I most definitely appreciate that. And even if it doesn't, thank you for all the times that you uploaded me on my previous channel. Now, some of you, before we get started into today's video, some of you may remember that I had a channel, this channel actually, with over 1,000 subs, and you may be wondering what happened with that. I'm not going to go into that in this video, but I have linked in the description a video on my second channel where I did go into all those details. But this here is my main channel. This will be what it is going forward for Battlefield. But without further ado, let's get into today's topic. So the multiplayer reveal trailer has come and gone for Battlefield 2042. We all saw the trailer, and for most of us, I would say that we were blown away by what we saw in that trailer. Now, the first thing I do have to personally say is I wish we had seen more infantry combat in that trailer, but I get why we did not see that. There are so many new mechanics to this game that they were trying to show off and focus on everything new in Battlefield. Because, I mean, come on, we have seen before soldiers running around shooting guns. While it may be disappointing that we didn't see that, we all know that that is going to be in the game, and we've seen it in almost every other game. I think the main focus that they were really trying to get across is they were trying to show us the specialists in action. They were trying to show us the 128 players, the size of the maps, all the weather effects of the environment, how the ground warfare will actually change in the midst of everything going on. Now, ultimately, I was blown away by that trailer. Everything that I saw was just like, wow, it was so amazing. But as someone who has played Battlefield consistently since Battlefield 4, I can tell you right now that this Battlefield is not like any other Battlefield. It still looks like it holds the traditional Battlefield 4, Battlefield 3 vibe and handling, but there are so many changes that have taken place from what we can deduce from looking at this trailer. Now, if you want a real clear breakdown of everything in this, Jack Frags has made an excellent video on this. You can definitely go check out his channel. But one thing that is definitely notable about this trailer that'll really show you something is the specialists. Now, the specialists in this are nothing like we've ever had in Battlefield before. Traditionally, Battlefield, you would pick one of 4 classes, and one of those 4 classes would be subject to having certain weapons in this class. In this new game, Battlefield 2042, what happens is you pick your specialist, and that's going to determine if you have like the wingsuit, or if you're going to have probably the dog, which is going to be one of those specialists, or there was a riot shield in there, or the grappling hook. It's going to have that feature, and now you're going to be able to put whatever weapon you want in that particular class. This is a very new feature and setup for Battlefield. I mean, the way this is going, this is going to give you the ability to really make yourself a one-man army. Now, my theory behind why they did this is because there are a lot of people out there who just hop in the game, they're put in a squad, and they totally run it solo through the whole match. And I believe by doing this, this is going to give you the one-up, whether you want to play with your squad or if you want to play solo on your own. It's going to give you the ability to not necessarily have to worry about it if the rest of the team that you're with is not playing, you know, as a squad. Now, you will definitely have the best experience if you're playing with some homies who are really communicating, playing as a squad, or what have you. And for all general practical purposes, it could very well just be a balancing act just for how much is going on in this game. Now, another thing that I noticed in the trailer that is a huge thing for Battlefield is being able to change up your gun on the fly, because in Battlefield there are massive environments. That's the way it's always been, but now they are even more massive compared to what they've ever been before. And one of the things that you'll notice in Battlefield is long range engagements are a thing in Battlefield. But when you're in a building, being able to change your gun on the fly for a close quarter engagement, that is definitely revolutionary and just intuitive intuitive and groundbreaking for Battlefield itself. Now, judging by the reaction to the trailer for the initial reveal and the actual gameplay reveal, there are a whole lot of people who have traditionally played Call of Duty who are going to be coming to Battlefield for the first time, and I have a couple of pointers for all of those types of players. Now, you'll always see those naysayers, those haters who say you can't find anyone to shoot, and in Battlefield, if you're doing it the wrong way, you might run into that, but that is really not the case. Battlefield maps are huge. They are not meant for you to run around from one side to the other like you would in Call of Duty. That's what the vehicles are for. If you want to go from one side of the map to the other one, we don't walk in Battlefield. We either drive or we fly, and apparently now you can wingsuit across the map if necessary. I'm actually really glad that there is going to be a mode in Battlefield 2042 where bots are there, because there's a lot of new players coming. They're not familiar with the bullet drop and the mechanics of this game. So there's one thing that has always been a staple of Battlefield, and that has been the ability on almost every single gun to switch between auto fire and single fire. If you're new to Battlefield, I highly recommend switching your gun to single fire so that you can get used to the feel of the guns and then switch it to auto. So as the time that you spend with the game, you get more familiar with the gun that you're using, and so that way you can have more accurate gunfights. And another thing that's really good about that training mode is typically in Battlefield, driving the tanks, using the tanks, not very complicated, but flying helicopters and jets has always been a challenge. Usually new players have the hardest time using those features. So I would definitely say go into the training and get familiar with the jets and the helicopters before you try to take that into an actual combat situation, because if you don't, you might find yourself crashing into a building more times than not. And one of the last things that I wanted to really bring to attention, because I've seen it in comment threads on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, there's a lot of people saying, you just don't switch to Battlefield, it's going to still have skill-based matchmaking and whatnot. And I'm here to tell you, as someone who's played Battlefield for a very long time, skill-based matchmaking is not a thing in Battlefield. And if it is there, then you will not even notice it. And I'm going to tell you why. Because in Battlefield, we have what's called the server browser. You can go in there and you can select whatever game mode you want. You cannot control skill-based matchmaking when you can select the server that you want to be on. It's just a fact. Now, it could be there and it could be tuned if you're using the quick match feature, but most likely it's not something that you're going to run into. So do not worry about skill-based matchmaking in Battlefield 2042. Now, I know for a lot of people there's a big disappointment as far as there not being a campaign or a battle royale mode. Now, I wish that there was a campaign. I'm not actually the biggest campaign type, but I gotta say, for this game, I would have loved for there to have been a campaign, so that is a little disappointing. But the fact that there's no battle royale, as of right now anyway, I am personally glad that we have a game where they are focusing on the multiplayer aspect of the game, because that is what's important. Battlefield needs to be focused on this. Now, one other detail that I wanted to throw out there, last thing, is there are only 7 maps at launch. That is not something to worry about in Battlefield. With there only being 7 maps, it's not a big deal. Those maps are huge, and there's always a different experience. This isn't like Call of Duty where the amount of maps really matter. With Battlefield, 7 maps is great. Battlefield has never had this laundry list of maps like that. They've always had a good amount, but they've never had like 30 maps in the game. It's just not a thing. So with the maps that we're going to get, I highly want to say you got nothing to absolutely worry about there. But guys, that's all I've got for today. This is going to be a great year for Battlefield. I am so looking forward to the types of videos that we're going to be able to make for this. And real quick, I want to give a shout out to my homie 1UpNinja. He's one of my best friends in the YouTube community, and if you haven't heard of his channel, definitely go check him out. And I am hoping and so excited to see Thunder, give this a shot, and any other Call of Duty YouTuber who's just sick of the way Call of Duty's been handled and you're ready to come give Battlefield a shot. We, as the Battlefield community, we welcome you. But once once again, guys, that's all I have for today. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. If you want to follow me on social media, you can go look me up on Twitter. I'll link that in the description. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's Stevious Gaming, one word. You can come give me a follow there. And without further ado, guys, you have a great day. This is your boy Stevious signing out, and I will see you on the next one.